Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the Yakima HangTight Bike Rack. So this is sort of a hanging style bike rack that can carry up to 4 or 6 bikes depending on what you're carrying. We'll take a look at this on our 2015 Toyota 4Runner. So the version I have here is the 6 bike rack. So this is going to hold on to your bikes by the handlebars as well as your rear wheels. With this way, you can carry around more bikes than usual. So usually a hanging rack limits you to up to 5 bikes. If you have your friends, you have your family, you all want to go for a bike ride, or maybe you're renting out bicycles, this is a great way to transport them. With the HangTight 6, you have the capacity to carry around up to 6 mountain bikes or 4 road bikes with this rack. So your limitations are just going to be because of the differences in terms of the handlebars and the frames. So we'll talk about the way our bike is mounted to this rack here, and later on we're going to focus on our 4Runner. That way you can see how it interacts with your vehicle, and then you can get the best fit for you, your different types of bikes, and your car. So I have your average road bike mounted to this rack right now just to show how it works. So we have the straps on top, and then we have the mounts for the handlebars. So you just put your handlebars on there and then tighten it down. You also have your rear wheel strap. So this can tilt back and forth just depending on how large your frame is or how long your wheelbase is. Once you have that in place, just tilt it there to support it and then pull this strap to secure it. So your 4Runner's hitch is going to sit high up off the ground, which is great if you're worried about ground clearance. The downside is going to be your bikes are going to be very high up too. So you can see here that our bike's handlebars actually sit up above our roof. So if you're carrying around other items, let's say you have kayaks on your roof as well, that's going to be something to consider. Also, let's say you aren't as tall as some of our taller guys here that were able to put the bike up. You may have to get a step stool in order to mount your bike. So we're going to take the bike off and we're going to start by the rear wheel. So you just press that lever on that wheel and then pull that strap out. And once that is disengaged, you then go up top to where your handlebars are and then take the straps off there. You may need to support your bike a little bit though during this process. While that mount will hold on to your handlebars, you just want to make sure it doesn't move around too much as you take that strap out. And once you have those straps off, go ahead and grab your bike by your front wheel as well as your frame, just to make sure you don't twist around too much. And now you're ready to go for a ride. Up top for your handlebars, you have these padded cradles that you just saw could support the handlebars as you tighten them down with these chain straps. Now, if you do happen to have a dual suspension fork, just keep in mind that you will need to get the adapter for that. You do have a weight capacity of 37.5 pounds per bike maximum. So for your extra heavy electric bikes, probably not going to be the best fit for you. Even with that though, it would be kind of difficult to lift those heavy electric bikes up onto the rack on your 4Runner. Now you do have the option to move these cradles back and forth. So depending on how much you need for your wheelbase or like your frame size, you can then just lock it into place with that knob on top. Compared to the Yakima Hangover, you cannot tilt this bike rack away if the bikes are on. You are going to have to take the bikes off. But once they are off, it's a quick and easy process. You just step on this lever, hold on to the rack. Once you step onto that lever and it's disengaged, it just kind of like slides down to a tilt. And we have a really good tilt of the rack. This is going to be great because if you need to access your hatch real quick, you can now do so. Look at how much space between the 4Runner's big door and our mast of our bike rack. So we can grab our helmets, our bags, our waters, and once we just pop this in and just lift up on the rack and it automatically catches into place. Now let's take some other measurements with our 4Runner. One is going to be the length this adds to the back of our car. So measuring from our bumper to the end of the rack by the mast, it's going to be 17 inches. Although this sticks further out by that foot lever, and that's going to be 20 inches added. So just keep that in mind when you're backing into your garage or trying to park into a tight spot, especially with the bikes on. That's going to be a lot more space that you are going to have to think about. But what is it like living with this bike rack behind you all the time? Well, with it folded up like this, you still have really good clearance behind your vehicle in terms of visibility, meaning this does kind of cover the middle of your rear window, but you still have full visibility there. Your taillights are going to be visible if the bikes are off, and your license plate though is going to be kind of covered, but you do have the backup camera offset towards the driver's side. What's going to happen is you will see the bike rack behind you, but if there are no bikes on the rack, you'll also be able to see the vehicles behind you too. Now the way this fits into our hitch is this has a 2-inch shank which fits into your 4Runner's 2-inch hitch receiver. You do have an anti-rattle bolt and a lock, as well as the option just to put a clip in there for quick and easy access. So that bolt is going to use a 15/16 socket to tighten down. We have extras here at eTrailer if you want to add that on, so keep with your 4Runner as you use this with your bike rack. So with that anti-rattle bolt tightened down, let's do a quick shake test. So as I shake our bike rack back and forth, I'm really shaking the vehicle because we have a really good fit between our shank and our hitch receiver. You are also going to have this bolt here though, adjusting the height of the mast itself. So you may see a little bit of movement up top, especially when your bikes are off. So not going to be a big deal when you do have the bikes because you'll have them connected to the top and the bottom level of the mast, but just double check that bolt and tighten down every now and then to make sure everything is nice and secure. And this right here was a look at the Yakima HangTight bike rack for 6 bikes right here on our 2015 Toyota 4Runner.